we will learn and discuss these topics. Number 1, partial derivatives. Number 2, maxima and minima for functions of multivariables. Number 3, applications of partial derivatives. Dear students, first of all, we define partial derivatives with respect to x. At the point x0, y0, the partial derivative of f of xy with respect to x is partial f by partial x equal to limit h goes to 0 f of x0 plus h into y0 minus f of x0 y0 divided by h, provided that the limit exists. Dear students, similarly we can define the partial derivatives with respect to y. At the point x0, y0, the partial derivative of the function f of xy with respect to y is given by partial f by partial y, and it is equal to limit h goes to 0 f of x0 y0 plus h minus f of x0 y0 divided by h, provided that the limit exists. Now we look at an example. Find the values of partial f by partial x and partial f by partial y at the point 4, minus 5 if f of xy is given by x square plus 3xy plus y minus 1. To find the partial f by partial x, we treat y as a constant and differentiate the given function with respect to variable x. That is, partial f by partial x is equal to partial by partial x of x square plus 3xy plus y minus 1. So we get 2x plus 3y. Because the other terms are in y and constant, so their partial derivative will be 0. Therefore, the value of partial f by partial x at the point 4 minus 5 is given by 2 into 4 plus 3 into minus 5, that is equal to minus 7. To find the partial f by partial y, now we treat x as a constant and differentiate the given function with respect to y. Dear students, we get partial f by partial y is equal to partial by partial y of x square plus 3xy plus y minus 1. That is, we get 3x plus 1. So, the value of partial f by partial y at 4 minus 5 is given by 3 into 4 plus 1, that is 13. Dear students, now we define local maximum and local minimum. Let f of xy be defined on the region R containing the point AB. Then, first case, f of AB is a local maximum value for f if f of AB is greater than or equal to f of xy for all domain points xy in an open disk centered at the point AB. Second case, f of AB is the local minimum value of f if f of AB is less than or equal to f of xy for all the domain points xy in an open disk centered at the point AB. Now we see the second partial derivatives test. Let f be a function of two variables with continuous second order partial derivatives in some disk centered at the critical point x0, y0, and let d is equal to second order partial derivative with respect to x, that is f of xx, multiplied by the second partial derivative of y, that is f of y, minus the first partial derivative with respect to x and second partial derivative with respect to y and its square, that is f of xy square. Now we have the following four cases for the second partial derivative test. Number 1. If d is positive and f of xx is also positive, then f has a relative minimum value at the point x0, y0. Second case, if d is positive and fxx is negative, then the function f of x, y has a relative maximum value at the point x0, y naught. Third case, if d is negative, then f has a saddle point at the point x naught, y naught. And the fourth case is, if d is equal to 0, then no conclusion can be drawn. That is, we cannot apply this test to check the maximum and minimum value. Dear students, now we define critical and saddle points. First of all, we define critical point. We say that x is equal to c is a critical point for the function f of x if f of c exists and if either of the following conditions are true. Number 1, f prime of c is equal to 0, or f prime of c does not exist. That is, f prime of c becomes plus infinity or f prime of c becomes minus infinity. Second definition is saddle point. A point of a function which is stationary point having no extremum value is called a saddle point. Dear students, now we see an example. If f of xy is equal to 3x square minus 2xy plus y square minus 8y, find the extremum of the function f of xy. First of all, we calculate the partial derivatives with respect to x, fx, and the partial derivative with respect to y, that is fy. So fx is equal to 6x minus 2y. Similarly, fy is equal to 2y minus 2x minus 8. Now we calculate the critical points. The critical points of the function f of xy satisfy the equation fx equal to 0, that is 6x minus 2y is equal to 0, and similarly putting fy equal to 0, we get 2y minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now solving the above equations for x and y, we get x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 6. Therefore, 2, 6 is our critical point. Dear students, now we will take the second order partial derivatives. So we get fxx is equal to 6, fyy is equal to 2, and fxy is equal to minus 2. Now the relative minimum value is given by d is equal to fxx multiplied by fyy minus f of xy square. So our point is 2 and 6. So putting the values of x naught is equal to 2 and y naught is equal to 6, we get fxx at 2, 6, fyy at 2, 6 minus fxy square at the point 2, 6. So we get the value 6, which is greater than 0, and the relative minimum value is given by f26, that is equal to 3 into 2 square minus 2 into 2 into 6 plus 6 square minus 8 times 6. That is, we get f26 is equal to minus 24. Therefore, f of xy has a relative minimum value at the point 2, 6. And the minimum value is given by minus 24. Dear students, now we see another example. A rectangular box with no top and having a volume of 12 feet cube is to be constructed. The cost per square foot of the material to be used is $4 for the bottom, $3 for two of the opposite sides, and $2 for the remaining pair of opposite sides. Find the dimensions of the box that will minimize the cost. Dear students, let x and y are the dimensions of the base and z be the altitude. Since there are two sides of area xz and two sides of area yz, the cost of the material is given by, we denote c by the cost function. So we get c is equal to 4xy plus 3 times 2xz plus 2 times 2yz. Remember that here x, y and z are not equal to 0. Dear students, we know that volume is given by x multiplied by y multiplied by z, and it is given as 12. Therefore, z is equal to 12 divided by x, y. Now we substitute the value of z in the given equation. We get c is equal to 4xy plus 72 over y plus 48 over x. Now we will calculate the extrema of this function, and for this purpose we have to calculate cx and cy, that is the partial derivatives of the cost function with respect to x and the partial derivative of the cost function with respect to variable y. First we get cx is equal to 4y minus 48 over x square and put it equal to 0. Similarly, we calculate the partial derivative with respect to y, that is cy, and it is equal to 4x minus 72 over y square and put it equal to 0. Dear students, now we solve these two equations and we get that x square y is equal to 12 and xy square is equal to 18. Now solving the first equation, solving the first equation, x square y is equal to 12 yields that y is equal to 12 over x square. Now substituting the value of y in the second equation, which is xy square is equal to 18, we get 18x cube is equal to 144. That is x is equal to 2. Now we substitute x is equal to 2 in the other equation, that is y is equal to 12 by x square. So we get y is equal to 3. Now using the value of x and y, we can obtain the value of the third variable z. That is z is given by 12 divided by xy. Now since x is 2 and y is 3, therefore we get z is equal to 2. Dear students, thus the minimum cost occurs if the dimensions of the base are 3 feet by 2 feet and the altitude is 2 feet. The longer sides should be made of the $2 material and the shorter sides of the $3 material to keep the cost minimum. Now we look at another example. Given the profit function p of xy equal to 140x plus 200y minus 4x square plus 2xy minus 12y square minus 700. Verify that maximum profit occurs at the point 2010. First of all, we calculate the first derivative of the given function. That is, we calculate px and it is given by 140 minus 8x plus 2y. Similarly, we calculate py, which is given by 200 plus 2x minus 24y. Now at the point 2010, we see that the partial derivative with respect to x, px, is given by 140 minus 8 times 20 plus 2 times 10 and putting it equal to 0. Similarly, partial derivative with respect to y, py, is 200 plus 2 times 20 minus 20 times 10 and it is equal to 0. Since both the first order partial derivatives are 0 at the given point, it is possible that maximum profit occurs at the point 2010. Now we have to verify this. For this purpose, we have to calculate the second partial derivatives and we have to apply the second derivatives test to evaluate them at the point 2010. Dear students, the second order partial derivative with respect to x is pxx and it is given by minus 8. Similarly, the second order partial derivative with respect to y is pyy and it is given by minus 24. Now we will also calculate pxy and it is given by 2. Now we know the formula for the d, that is fxx at the point x0 y0 multiplied by fyy at the point x0 y0 minus f of xy square at the point x0 y0. So using this formula, we get d is equal to minus 8 multiplied by minus 24 minus 2 square, that is 220. We know that if d is positive and fxx at x0 y0 is negative, then f has a relative maximum value at the point x0 y0. So in our case here, d is equal to 220, which is positive, and fxx at the point x0 y0 is pxx at the point 2010, which is equal to minus 8, which is negative. Therefore, the maximum profit occurs at the point 2010. Dear students, we can also calculate the maximum profit, and it is given by P2010. And now putting the value of x is equal to 20 and y is equal to 10 in the profit function, we get that P2010 will be 1700. Dear students, that's all for today's program. We hope that now